Luigi twirling his pizza dough, and Dan the Dad with a cup of coffee. Not sure those, I'm quite certain those aren't legal weapons in professional wrestling, and they probably should be tossed out of the ring, but here we are. Dan the Dad is here. That's a snazzy new polo he's got.
From St. Louis, weighing 202 pounds, he is your father's.
Dan looks like he's in good shape for this one. Looks like he might have just come from playing 18 holes, too. Dak Draper is not going to be an easy test. The mile-high Magnum. You obviously can tell right off the bat who...
favorite. You might want to be careful and keep slow on that one.
He slammed this guy. He slammed the head down. He's ready to go.
No! Oh! Go for a cover!
Watch out, monster behind you.
Oh boy, he's
around there. I mean, I get it. He looks like an IT guy that got lost.
I was thinking
this guy's selling cell phones.
Oh.
The people love it. I love it.
This is the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag Podcast.
Reach for it. Reach for it. Reach for it. I'm Matt Sydal. This is the I-70 Hot Tag.
What's up, everybody? It is one half of the beautiful people and 7-time women's world champion Angelina Love. And aren't you lucky? You are watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
This is the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, current, reigning, defending Impact World Champion, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
This is the one,
the only Tobias Storm.
Oh, this is the master and ruler of the mustache, the world's strongest mustache, Rex Amadeus.
Superstar Steve Fender.
This is Burnt Candy.
This is a Cage Road Slayer Daredevil, baby.
Hey, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and you are watching I-70 Hot Tag, baby. Check it out, and remember, no matter what, I buff and I steal the stuff.
And now, CR Media presents the I-70 Hot Tag with your host, Chaos Chase, and the real Josh Elliott.
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Chase, aka CR Media. I am here with my good friend, the real Josh Elliott, and we are live for episode 52.
52.
Is this the official 1 year episode?
It is
of the I-70 Hot Tag.
By episode wise, yes.
Yeah.
This is the official 1 year. Yep.
Yeah. So we should have celebrated with Dan the Dad this week.
Yep.
Instead of with Buff Bagwell last week.
Who says we can't celebrate tonight?
Well, yeah. Well, who cares? It's an all-month celebration. All-month celebration. Guys, we appreciate you joining with us tonight. We got a special show lined up for you. We're going to be interviewing Dan the Dad. Very excited about that. I know a lot of people were very excited when we first announced him as well. So this is going to be a lot of fun for us. We are live on twitch.tv/CR Media 1988. We are also live on the I-70 Hot Tag Facebook page and the I-70 Hot Tag YouTube page. So if you guys haven't, make sure you hit those like buttons, hit those share buttons, and hit the notification bell so you never ever miss anything from the I-70 Hot Tag. We greatly appreciate it. Guys, also in the descriptions, you should be able to find my link tree, which has all my social medias in it, plus my tag right here. If you guys see that at CR Media 1988. And then Josh, because Josh pulls double duty, runs his social medias and runs the I-70 Hot Tag, I will go ahead and pass it over to Josh and let him tell you where you can find him and the I-70 Hot Tag on social media. But before I do that, guys, the Red Strap NWA United States Championship, which I don't have. We've got this, but that has a picture of it on there. Guys, we're giving it away. Go follow the I-70 Hot Tag on social media. Screenshot it, send it to the I-70 Hot Tag on Instagram, and you're automatically entered in to win it. If you want to get 2 entries, you can share it to your social medias. And then if you want to get 3 entries, you can do a subscription to twitch.tv/CR Media on there. Guys, it's a replica belt. It's beautiful. We've shown it. Show it again. I know I said last week I was going to finish that YouTube video of a review of it. Still working on that YouTube video review of it. So look for that to come. But yeah, guys, get entered in and win that belt. So
yes, we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. So go give us a follow on all those platforms at the I-70 Hot Tag. And that send a screenshot to our Instagram page, and that is how you will get an entry. Same thing, like Chase said, send a screenshot for the second entry, and then the Twitch subscription, CR Media 1988, is the third. So go give us a follow there. You can also follow me at The Real Josh Elliott, same platforms. Less wrestling stuff, more Jags talk as circumstances clearly loves. So, yeah.
Boom, there it is. There it is right there. 100 Dylan.
Yeah, he got three entries
third
now.
one. Is Hunter Dillon gonna sneak in and win this bad boy?
He might.
Maybe. But want to give a shout out to our main event sponsors. Our main event sponsor, Big Daddy's Donuts, who has 3 locations: 2 in Raymore, Missouri, 1 in Belton, Missouri. If you guys are out and about in the morning and want to hit that sweet spot with your coffee, go ahead and check out Big Daddy's Donuts. Actually, I went there the other day and picked it up. The big guy is on vacation which is not a shocker. So I also want to give a shout out to our other sponsor, Dean Trophy. If you guys see these shirts that we sell at the events that we go to, those are courtesy of Dean's Trophies. They do trophies, awards, plaques, custom shirts, banners, anything you can think of. So go check them out. Also give a shout out to our guest last week, Buff the Stuff Bagwell. As always, you can check out those previous episodes on YouTube or on the podcast platform, which is a little behind because I have been in charge of that and I suck at my job. So without further ado, we're not going to make him wait any longer. We are going to go ahead and introduce our guest, Josh. I am not going to break tradition. I will let you introduce the guest as always, my friend.
Yeah, so we are very excited for this one, guys. You've seen him across the entire state of Missouri. He wrestles in Central States Wrestling. You've seen him in St. Louis. He plays a big part in GloryPro Wrestling in St. Louis. Please welcome our guest tonight, your father's favorite wrestler, Dan the Dad.
Hello, sir.
Hey guys, I just want to say I really did love that that little karaoke version of "Living on a Prayer" that you put my highlights over. So that's a good start.
Yeah,
how you guys doing?
Pretty good. We had to make sure that we don't get any DMCAs. So
I know how it is.
Yeah. Appreciate you joining us tonight, Dan. Taking a little bit of time just to come on here, tell us about yourself and our viewers and what you got going on and whatnot. We started this podcast to kind of highlight Kansas and Missouri independent wrestling. So I start off every interview I do, Dan, by asking for you to tell us and our viewers, who is Dan the Dad?
Well, I think you said it, your father's favorite wrestler. I've got kids all over the world. I'll never reveal the exact number, but you can be assured that anyone who comes to see me wrestle, whether it's Kansas, Missouri, all over the world, you are one of my kids, and I'm out there fighting for you. So that's Dan the Dad's a family man, and everyone's my family.
That's awesome. So how long have you been wrestling, Dan?
Oh, I think 9 years now.
9 years.
I think next year will be 10. Yeah.
Kind of tell us your journey into professional wrestling, how you got your start, and where you first got your in with pro wrestling.
Yeah, so I started, training, I guess 2014, in St. Louis here. Kind of got broken in a lot with Ring of Honor at the time, traveling around with Kyle O'Reilly and was also trained by Michael Elgin and Mischief. So started off with them, but I think got a lot of my training, a lot of my experience just getting in the car and going to a lot of the Ring of Honor stuff at the time. So that was when Briscoes, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong. That was such a great time for Ring of Honor at that time. So yeah, it's kind of where I got my start. Got my first few matches doing pre-shows and dark matches, things like that with Ring of Honor. As I branched out and started to do my own thing around the St. Louis area, and then branched out to Chicago, Kansas City, up to Canada, and then I'll be going to Japan next week. So
nice.
That'll be the next step of the journey is to go overseas. But yeah, like I said, almost 10 years now. So it's been a while, been a lot of different transformations, and it's been a fun ride.
So Monday, we do our show called The Pit Stop, and it's in preparation for our interview with our guests on Thursday. So on Monday, we watched your match with Curry Man from WrestlePocalypse. Tell us about how that match came to be and what it was like working with Curry Man, Christopher Daniels, Curry Man.
It was cool. I mean, I had heard for a while that Curry Man was never to be seen again. He had retired, but I was a little surprised when I reached out and inquired about if Curry Man could come to St. Louis and wrestle for GloryPro at our debut at event at Del Mar Hall, which is a really cool venue here in St. Louis. That we wanted to do something special, and it turns out that Curry Man was not retired. He'll just come back if you pay his rate. So we made that happen and brought him in from the West Coast, and it was a ton of fun. It was really great to work with in the ring. Christopher Daniels has been somebody who's I've known for a while, who's helped me out when I was first starting out, just following Ring of Honor around and kind of being around him at the time. He's awesome. He's always been a really good, really great with young wrestlers to help them out and teach them a little something by getting in the ring with them.
Right. You're speaking of GloryPro, we kind of, when we first started this show, one of the first promotions that kind of popped out to us was GloryPro. It was I think it was the first one at the pageant, and you guys had Danhausen, you had, I think Minoru Suzuki was there at that show. And they, it was huge for us, just starting into the talking about independent wrestling, having those top names in GloryPro, and it's really never slowed down since we've started this. And I just kind of wanted to ask you, kind of talk to us about GloryPro, how it started, and kind of the early days of Glory. Have you been with it since the beginning, or did you join up after?
Yeah, just about since the very beginning. So it kind of started off at a time when there really wasn't like a premier promotion in the St. Louis area. There was a little bit of a void, I think in the Midwest at that time. You had like Wrestling Revolver out of Iowa and AAW out of Chicago, and then that was around the same time that the NWL was starting up with their St. Louis and Kansas City thing that they were doing, which was cool for while it lasted. But St. Louis was kind of missing like a really cool premier promotion where a bunch of awesome talent could come from around the country, and so that just kind of started up that way. And there's been ups and downs, and obviously COVID was a big bummer, so we had to shut down for a year. But then kind of coming out of it, we ended up we'd always run over on the Illinois side because there's this pesky Missouri Athletic Commission that I'm sure you've heard about or know a thing or two about. So traditionally, promotions in the St. Louis area would just run over in Illinois just to avoid all that. But coming out of COVID, we thought, we really want to get started up in St. Louis, and the Missouri side, in the city, running. We run at the South Broadway Athletic Club mostly, which is in the heart of St. Louis, and being able to bring wrestling to the fans in the city of St. Louis has been just awesome in terms of growing our audience and getting into partnerships with other local businesses. And 1057 The Point's a great partner for us, the radio station here, and the Rizzuto Show. They're one of the most syndicated morning shows in the entire Midwest, and they're being able to get involved with them to just a bunch of things that have helped promote the product. So not only did we have great wrestling and we have great connections there, but we were able to come in, just getting set up in St. Louis and being in the city has been, and that's where we were able to make the connection to start running the pageant, which the pageant is the premier venue before just music and comedy, but now we brought wrestling there for the first time, which was a huge success. Now we've got it doing it for the third time coming up just this upcoming Sunday for Live at the Pageant 3.
Yeah. I wanted to talk to you about the pageant because when we actually sponsored that match between Kenny Alfonso and Josh Alexander the last time you were there, and it was an amazing venue. It was crazy because there's not a bad seat in the house. It's got that, that theater style where you go in and no matter if you're front row, like the seat is still just as good as a few rows back. And so kind of going into that, what did it mean to you to get to run GloryPro at the pageant?
Yeah, it was really important to me because I was kind of raised by that venue. I was kind of grew up on bands like The Urge and Story of the Year, and from out of St. Louis, who had made the pageant what it is over the years, as well as every other huge act that's come through there. So I'd been to the pageant a million times and never even would have envisioned myself on that stage. And same with a lot of the other local St. Louis talent that we use on the shows. So to be able to pull it off that first time for it to be a huge success, then we got good feedback from the owners of the pageant, because they never considered doing wrestling there, and because it's not really a wrestling venue. It's not set up for that. But the way we're able to just we just put the ring down in the pit, use the big stage to create a cool atmosphere for our entrances and add a little bit of pageantry to it, and it became a really, really cool venue once we showed that we could pull it off. And so it's like I said, we were doing it for the third time already, and it's only been just about a year ago that we did the first one.
Yeah.
One of the best parts about the show, we do it live, Dan, is viewer questions. So one of the questions that came in says, between being a dad and competing in the ring, how the heck do you find time to rest? So
that's a great question, and I don't, because I also work a full-time job, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So wrestling, running a business, working, and still making time for friends and family it's extremely tough. And still getting to the gym and still taking care of myself that way. So it's I will say that I don't get as much rest as I used to, but I'm pretty busy. But I like to be busy. I like to if I think of at this point, if I'm not busy or if I'm not doing something active, then I don't know what to do with myself. So not a big rest guy. Maybe once in a while, if I've got a weekend off or something, that's nice to recharge. But mostly, even just coming up, Saturday I'm at Black Label Pro in Chicago. Then I got to come all the way back, run Glory at the pageant on Sunday, and then on Monday I head out to LA and then out to Tokyo. So it's going to be a busy next few days for me for sure, but I like it that way.
Hey, awesome. If you don't mind me asking real quick, how does your 9 to 5 deal with that? Like, are they cool with you taking time off to go to LA and Tokyo?
It always works out. It's I think people thankfully are very supportive, especially when you're able to come bring some cool stories back for around the water cooler on Monday morning. It's always I've never had a problem with it personally. Awesome. Maybe use a few extra vacation days here and there for when I need to, but you make it work. And if I had a job where it didn't work, then I just find a new job, because wrestling is just that important to me. I would never give it up for anything, and there's always a way to make all that work. It just kind of takes work and maybe not much rest, but it's fun.
Right. So when you're when you're putting together GloryPro cards and you're searching for talent and putting together events, is there like a philosophy that you have or that you keep in mind as you're booking a complete show from top to bottom? Is that what you do? Do you book the whole show from top to bottom, and do you have a specific philosophy?
Usually, and maybe some input from I get a lot of input from the roster. It's never I don't it's never what I say goes or anything like that. It's always taking ideas from everyone, because it's it's just as important to them as it is to me to be able to tell their stories and have matches that they want to have. And then also, as a traveling wrestler myself, I'm always just trying to pay attention not only to who's talented in the ring, because there's tons, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of great talented independent wrestlers, but then I also just try to find who's connecting with the crowd, who's got great characters, who's kind of a complete package in terms of their in-ring work, as well as are they charismatic, or are they really, and you'd be surprised at who's out there just on the indies that they're not getting opportunities on TV or anything but they're just as talented and they just absolutely deserve it. I mean, you could look at somebody like a Dak Draper, Jake Something, Warhorse. I mean, the list goes on about it. These are people that they don't have these big contracts, even though they absolutely deserve them. But if there's anything that we can do to highlight them or to bring them all in the one ring and one roster so that they can have great matches with each other to elevate each other and elevate the product and elevate wrestling as a whole. That's just what we try to do. But sometimes it's a shame as many spots as there are with the amount of TV products that there are right now. It's great, but there's still not enough spots for super talented people that are kind of get passed over for now. I'm sure the cream always rises and they'll get their opportunities, but for now you can come see them at GloryPro or CSW over in Kansas City or great promotions like that.
So if you don't mind, I think we got all the graphics prompted here for the upcoming GloryPro show. We can go through one by one if you wanted to kind of chime in a little bit and kind of talk about each match. We can start off with a fun one here. You pulled in Team Bussy to take on PME for the United Glory Championships, the tag team championships that they just won at the last event. This isn't the first time Bussy's worked GloryPro, is it?
No, they've tagged at least once before, but Effie and Allie are regulars they come through pretty often. So this is just two fun tag teams that are going to have a fun tag team match. I think it's going to blow the roof off just in terms of just the how entertaining it's going to be, and the charisma on both sides is going to be wild. I'm actually, this might be the match I'm most excited for in terms of just sitting back and enjoying a really fun tag team match.
Absolutely. The pageant show that we went to, Allie faced off against Sunny Kiss. That was one of my favorite matches of the night.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna butcher the guy's name, so I'm not gonna say it. Against Jake Something.
Shigehiro Irie. Yes.
Okay.
Shiggy is actually on the very first GloryPro show. The first couple of them. And this is his first time back since I guess 2017. But Shiggy's awesome. He's a mainstay for DDT over in Japan, but he comes over to the States pretty often. He's got a lot of good friends here to help him out as he tends to come over for months at a time and travels around and has some awesome matches. And he's a great matchup for Jake Something just because they're both very powerful, but also very athletic. They're both like crazy athletes for the size, for each of their size that they have. So, and this is the first time they've ever faced off. So it's another one I'm really excited about.
Yeah. Erie faced off against Brian Keith at the GCW event that you were on, correct?
Yep, he did. Yep.
All right, Cedra Moon taking on Max the Impaler. Absolutely love Max and what she does with Heidi, but this is a singles matchup here.
Yeah, Sandra's first time coming through, so there's a debut there. But Max is awesome, and I become very popular with our fans. Super talented in the ring, and but also excited to see what Sandra can do because she's been getting around from Vegas, but coming around to the Midwest a bit more lately.
Yeah, obviously a huge fan of Max and what they're able to do. With Heidi and Wasteland War Party. So always love it because they've been doing a lot of work over in Japan and with WOW. So it's an NWA even. So it's always awesome when we get to see them come back to St. Louis.
All right. Laney Luck taking on Shaza McKenzie.
Yeah, in a street fight. So they had a little bit of a confrontation at our event last month that resulted in Shaza kind of laying the challenge down for a street fight. And these two can go in terms of they faced off before in some more traditional type matches, but both I've seen can get pretty wild when there's a no DQ type element there. So this one I think is going to be kind of like a sneaky show stealer in terms of what both of them are going to be able to do.
Yeah, and these are two women that I when we first started this was we started getting the guests on kind of on a regular basis. These were two that I looked forward to hopefully getting onto our show at one point. Shazza is coming on in 2 weeks, so this should be a fun match. Chase, do you have anything to say on this one?
Negative goes right. I'm excited for it.
Right. Xavier Walker and the Mile High Magnum Dak Draper taking on the Hustle and Muscle. Which we know Xavier's had issues with Hustle and Muscle the last few events as well. So
yeah, so he recruited Dak. So X and Dak had a really, really good match with each other at the March event. Really awesome, and now let's see what they can do as a tag team. They match up well. This will be a super jacked tag match in terms of everyone involved.
Right.
A bunch of really awesome athletes here.
Yeah, it's funny because Dak mentioned he really wanted to work with Xavier, and they both just mesh really well. They're both really tall, athletic. They both move well. So that match was actually supposed to happen in Kansas City a month prior, and then Josh and I were like, man, like we were super happy that you guys got to put it on, and now it looks like we're getting a little bit of a story out of it. Xavier calls in Dak to help him against Hustle and Muscle. So very excited to see this.
Tootie Lynn, Heather Reckless, huge beef in GloryPro, 2 out of 3 falls match. Heather got the victory over Tootie at the last event. So this is going to be interesting. I got another 2 that have wrestled across both states, but this is a huge rivalry here in Glory.
Yeah, so Heather's got 2 wins over Tootie, so that's where we get the 2 out of 3 fall stipulation coming out of that. So yeah, you can see Tootie get both those wins back in one match.
Yep,
I like it.
Well, here's an interesting one. 4 corners match: Davey Vega, Moses the Deliverer, Ethan Price, and none other than Dan the Dad.
Yeah, I mean that's just 4 talented individuals, if I do say so myself, that are gonna it'll be a fun 4-way match. I love Ethan Price. He's a super popular. It's funny because he's a super popular babyface in St. Louis, but a very, very hated heel in Kansas City. So he's kind of both sides in terms of the what you cover here. Moses is awesome. He's a really good athlete, and Davey Vega has obviously been around a long time, and everybody knows what he can do. Super proven as a single and tag team wrestler.
Yeah, we love obviously all 4 of these guys. But it's funny because Ethan, you mentioned how he's like the polar opposite on the other side of the state to what he is in St. Louis. And it's crazy to like watch when his music hits in St. Louis and the crowd gets excited. And then, when he comes out in Kansas City, crowd gets excited, but just in a little bit different way.
I'm going to let Chase take this one.
Yes. Raheem De La Suede versus Johnny Glory. Excited. I'm massively brokenhearted, Dan, that I can't make this event just because unfortunately, I only have so much vacation time, and I have used it to travel to St. Louis or Wichita, Kansas, or wherever we're going to sponsor events. And unfortunately, this one wasn't able to make the list. I kind of feel like I'm getting a frog in I'm getting an itchy throat. I don't know. I might have to take a sick day. John Hennigan, Johnny Nitro, was one of my favorite, if not my favorite wrestler growing up. So I got to see him in Pandemonium in California. But he faced off against Master Slamovich in California, which was awesome to see. But this is great booking right here. Watching him and Raheem, a lot of similar fighting styles. In fact, when Raheem broke off from technical difficulties, it was really awesome because I was comparing him to his outfits, his move style, a lot reminded me of Johnny Nitro, John Hennigan. So very excited to see what this match does.
Yeah, Raheem's awesome, and this is a really good chance for him to prove himself and showcase himself against John's awesome. He's been around the world. He's been WrestleManias. He's done everything. So it's going to be really cool to have him here. Awesome to work with. Awesome to bring in. And I think that this match is one I'm really looking forward to, just in terms of two people who are super awesome athletes and will mesh well. And I know John's going to give it his all, and Raheem's got a lot to prove. So it's going to be a really, really good match.
Yep.
And in the main event, triple threat, Crown of Glory title. One of my matches I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to see this. Kenny Alfonso, Mike Outlaw, Camaro Jackson, three of the best wrestlers. I mean, hard to argue three of the best wrestlers in the Midwest. Getting ready to go at it here in St. Louis on Sunday. So
yeah, I think you said it. Like that's three of the best, and interesting story going into it that Mike and Camaro have had their issues on and off. Camaro beat him for the championship, and Camaro and Kenny have been an established tag team for a long time. So they're good friends. But at the end of our event in March, it was starting to boil over a little bit just between these three. So it made sense to put them all together, put the title on the line, and I think this is going to be a really, really cool. I mean, it's I don't know that I've seen like a really, really good three-way main event match like this in a long time, and I think these guys are going to deliver.
Yeah, and it's got a great story to it. Obviously Camaro and Kenny, we saw the cash in, or the announcement of the cash in at Grandel, which was great. And then we saw the match, we saw the accident happen. And then here comes Mike Outlaw, who has kind of distanced himself from that title since he lost it. Here comes Mike Outlaw sliding in almost as the ultimate opportunist to get an opportunity to regain his championship. So fantastic card as always. Very excited to hear, obviously, you said you do get some input, but you for the most part book those shows. We've always thought those shows were wonderfully booked, with or without the, pulling in mainstream talent like Johnny Glory, like, Josh Alexander and stuff like that. So just really well done. I did notice something on that graphic that I want to ask you about real quick before we close you out and we let you get out of here, Dan. That graphic said it's going to be free on YouTube. So this is not going to be a Fight TV Plus, right?
Yeah. So and we still have a relationship with Fight and everything, but we had a really great sponsor come in, Jim Butler Chevrolet here in St. Louis, and they wanted to throw some money behind this and give us some good promotion, but they also wanted it to be given away free so that they could get their brand out to people watching from around the world. So yeah, they wanted it to make it free, and we were able to honor that, and I'm excited about it because it's a really great card and a really great show. So if you haven't checked out GloryPro before, here's your chance to do it. It's going to be free on YouTube, and you can see the production, you can see the matches, you can see we got one of the best play-by-play guys in the world, and Reed Duthie. He doesn't get enough credit in terms of being. I mean, he's a professional broadcaster. He broadcasts hockey up in Canada, but he comes in remotely up in Ontario to do the call just about every month, and he really adds something to the broadcast. He's absolutely incredible play-by-play guy. Just calls it by himself, which Joey Styles, ECW style from back in the day. So everything kind of comes together on these streams that we've been putting a lot of work into, just increasing the production and the professionalism of it. It's enjoyable to watch, I think, and so this is the one to check out, as it's all going to be really good top to bottom.
Yeah, we anytime we're promoting your guys' shows, I always tell everybody, like Fight TV Plus, what is it, like $7.99 a month?
Mm-hmm.
It's well worth the $7.99. Absolutely. And this event being free on YouTube gives people who don't, or maybe on the fence about Fight TV Plus, because there's so many different streaming services, but this event being free on YouTube gives people an opportunity to watch it and go, okay, Now I think I'm going to go buy the $7.99 to go check out GloryPro in the future. So, I do want to, I don't want to, because we haven't had very many. So I just want to snag this last one before we close out. Okay. Brian J. Bebe says, if you could go on a tag team with anyone on the indies, who would you want to tag with gimmick wise?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I do end up tagging with a lot of other great characters. That just tends to be what I get booked to do for pretty often. So I love tagging with Warhorse. We always make a great team. I think me and Effie, that might be one that I don't think we've tagged just me and him before. I think we've done trios and matches like that where we were in our big group Survivor Series type matches. But I don't think me and him have just tagged as dad and daddy or whatever you might want to call it.
That would be so awesome.
But I'm sure that I guarantee that'll happen sooner rather than later, just the way things tend to go. So I would throw Effie as the one person I want to have a straight up tag team with, and who knows, it could take off. Maybe I'll replace Allie, and me and Effie will take it from there.
There you go. Yeah, I was going to say Luigi is obviously a popular one. I thought you and Danhausen were great, and then obviously Warhorse is my personal favorite. But yes, you and Effie would be absolutely amazing. Dan, if you don't mind, why would you be willing to let us and our viewers know what future bookings in the next few weeks do you have?
Sure. Like I said, I'm in Japan next week, so a promotion called GanPro. So I think they're associated with DDT Pro in Japan as well. So I think those shows are streaming on Wrestle Universe. So if you're familiar with Wrestle Universe, the DDT streaming service, you'd have to look up the time changes if you wanted to watch those live. But that's next Friday and next Saturday, GanPro in Tokyo. Very excited about those. Then after that, I come back. I've got Freelance in Chicago. I think the 13th, whatever that Friday is. Then the next day is CSW in Kansas City, or I think the 12th and 13th is that weekend. And then after that, I think we got GloryPro again on the 21st. So yeah, so got quite a bit coming up.
Nice. So I've had this on my shelf since Grandel. But tell us where we can buy some, oops, that's backwards, Dan the Dad merch.
Sure. So danthedad.bigcartel.com. But if you find me on Twitter, Instagram, @ThanksDanTheDad, you can find the links through there too. That's a little bit easier. So yeah, I got mugs, I've got t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, some pins, kind of a little bit of everything. But yeah, we can definitely get you a mug printed and sent out from the site there.
Nice. Where can all of us find you on social media, sir?
Yeah, @ThanksDanTheDad on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Probably most active on Instagram lately. Twitter just sort of hasn't been cooperating with, and I'm not paying the $8 for Twitter Blue, so I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
Lately, it's been a little tough to break through the old algorithm, but I'm still active everywhere. You can find me. Facebook, I'm usually got my schedule and everything kind of easier to find, probably just from sharing stuff on there. But yeah, I'm sure I'm around the Midwest, but I'm still doing my best to get out to the coasts, and who knows what the rest of the summer and into the fall might bring, because I've got a lot of stuff coming up once I get back from Japan. But just want to say, thanks for anyone who's watching this or listening. That thanks for the support. It's been a really good couple of years, kind of coming out of COVID, getting restarted on everything, and then lately in the past 6 months or so, I think things have really taken off. Some AEW appearances, and we don't know what the future holds exactly, but I'm just excited to have some a little bit of momentum going. But I owe that a lot to the fans who have supported me for the past few years. If you've been there since the beginning when I was Danny Adams wearing pink tights, then thank you especially. So
the astonishing one, Austin Witalo, says, "You ain't my dad."
Okay, well then I'll be everyone else's dad but him. Okay.
Well, I think if we held a side by side, I think there would be some resemblance. I think, but in closing, Dan, we always ask, I don't know if you heard in the intro, we always ask our viewers to just kind of sign off by saying, hey, this is so-and-so, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag. What we'll do is we'll put you center screen, if that's okay. And then you go whenever you're ready.
This is Dan the Dad, your father's favorite wrestler, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag Podcast. And if you turn it off, you're going to be grounded.
That was dope.
That's awesome, man.
I love it. Dan, man, we can't thank you enough for doing this, taking the time, obviously. Definitely next time we head out to St. Louis, we will definitely be hitting you up. So
sure, sounds great.
All right.
Take care.
Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, Dan the Dad.
That is right.
I didn't realize GloryPro was going to be on YouTube free this week or this month.
I noticed. I was expecting to fire up the old Fight TV, and then when we were going through the matches, I noticed on the side it was like,
hey, that is a fantastic picture you got there, Adam.
Yeah, those that's weird, Josh. You kind of look like those two.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
Probably look like all four of them, honestly.
Heard that. Wish it didn't, but it did. Guys, we appreciate you submitting your questions and stuff. I really, really, really wish we could have got to every single question, but unfortunately, time constraints. Obviously, these wrestlers are taking time out of their busy schedules to come on here. So, we do have to filter through some of the questions, but I do apologize. One day, Josh and I will not ask so many questions, so we can get to all the fan questions.
Yeah.
So blame Josh for that. Josh is terrible at.
We may put on a fan only question episode one of these weeks.
Oh yeah, there you go. We'll have Awesome Muitalo come on here and do a fan only question.
There you go.
And he can do it. He can do it for all the fatties in South Missouri that he refers to. Guys, if you are still with us, we greatly appreciate. As you know, after we do the interviews, we usually take a 5-minute intermission. Go get you a drink, get you something, come back, watch the intermission video, because the intermission video will have all the events, future events in Kansas City or in the Kansas and Missouri area. Also, when we get back, we're going to talk about XWE Local Fight Nights. And we're also going to talk about the incident that happened with Josh, myself, and Valencia E. Paz at XWE. Stay tuned. You guys aren't going to want to miss this. We've got a huge announcement coming after the break. So, like I said, stay tuned.
Yep. And this is the second week in a row, guys, that we do have all the promos leading up to this weekend and next weekend's shows and the mid-show break. So hope you enjoy it. We'll see you in 5. Uh-oh. Hang on.
You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. Sorry. Browser doesn't support the video?
Yep, that's what this is. That's interesting.
It's very interesting. Are we just going to hang out?
Well, I wonder if I can do this. I think we got it.
You think?
I think we're gonna try this out and see what happens.
Technical difficulties. We're dropping viewers. Josh, what are you doing?
Right,
Hurry up. Let's go. All right. We got it.
Outlaw, how many times do I have to whoop your ass? You keep jumping in my matches, trying to whoop mine? I bet. Kenny, brother, I did not. You know what? I ain't got to explain nothing to nobody. Nobody. None of y'all. Pageant. Both of y'all. If y'all want some, I'm right here. The champ ain't running. I ain't hiding. Triple threat. Let's get it.
Tri-States Wrestling, let me congratulate you on crowning your first ever heavyweight champion. I can't help but notice the tournament you used to crown that champion was -1 Rex Amadeus, the only guy in Tri-States with an undefeated singles record. But you know what? Let's look forward to the future. On May 6th in Chillicothe, Missouri, at the Sliced Bread Slam, it's going to be me and the finest Blair Dior. And Blair, I would love to tell you right now that the stuff I'm going to do to you is business only, but that would be a lie. Because the fact that you're standing between me and proving to everyone in Tri-States that I am the best, I take that very, very personally. So May 6th, the only thing fine about you when I'm done is going to be the stain that you're going to leave on that canvas. Trust me on that.
Riley, this Saturday, April the 29th, CCW Super Show, you are going to be locked inside a steel cage with an animal ready to get out. The reason I am CCW champion, the reason why I am the legend, the draw, the main event, the icon of CCW wrestling is because I am the rope to rope and pillar to post very best of the best. And I am Big Match Austin. Every time I step foot in a ring, I prove that I am the best in the world. And this Saturday, you'll find out exactly why I am the wrestling machine. And Jerry Lynn being the enforcer, the special ref, whatever you want to call him, it's not going to save you. Because when that cage shuts this Saturday, you won't be able to escape. You won't be able to get out of the ring. You won't be able to run from what I am going to do to you. Remember that.
Wrestling fans, don't miss the giant SICW Wrestling Fan Fest and Hall of Fame. Nearly 50 superstars will be on hand Saturday, May 13th at the Aviator Hotel and Ballroom, St. Louis.
Hey, get ready, St. Louis, Missouri. That's right, May 13th. SICW Fan Fest is turning into Nastyville. That's right, the Nasty Boys are coming, baby. Get ready. That's right, go to SICW.org for tickets. Get them now because all my rowdy friends are coming too. It's going to get wild. It's going to get crazy. And it's damn sure it's going to get nasty. I will see you there.
Now that's what I'm talking about, Chase. Josh?
To buy it now. Yeah.
Every time I see that clip, that's what I think. Tobias getting super excited, going, that's what I'm talking about, Chase.
Man.
Appreciate you guys joining us for the second half of the show, the I-70 Hot Tag, where we talk about Kansas and Missouri, Midwest, independent professional wrestling. As you saw in there, May 13th, the SICW Fan Fest, the biggest fan fest in St. Louis. I think probably arguably the biggest fan fest in Missouri. I'm going to have a lot of cool people there. Coolest of all is going to be the I-70 Hot Tag. So make sure you get your tickets. Come check that out. See other legends like the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, JBL, Victoria, stuff like that. So definitely go check that out. Just got done interviewing Dan the Dad. Had lots of fun. Appreciate Dan doing that and hanging out with us. Guys, we do have a big announcement that we talked about prior, but I wanted to ask Josh. Josh, do you want to break down the card from XWE and then make the announcement?
Yes, I think the biggest part we'll give the announcement when we get to it. Okay. So I believe that is what we're going to do. Okay. So guys, we went to Leavenworth, Kansas. This is our second time out there. XWE Local Night Fights. This venue, we enjoy this venue very much.
Yes,
it's in a hotel. Chase actually stayed there for 1 or 2 nights.
2 nights. Other than the 3 flights of stairs, because there's no elevators because the building is so old. Other than that, had a blast. But the stairs were good for me. So on the diet, trying to eat healthier and work out. So going up those 3 flights of stairs was quite the workout in itself.
Yeah.
But it's a great venue, guys. It really is. So we've been excited to be a part of it 2 times now. Yep. And hopefully we will get to do business again with them in the future. Because that's always lots of fun. So let's break down this card.
Yeah. So basically the card started off with a pre-match that with Christian Temple in it, and basically it ended with him coming out and making an official match for later on in the card with the Knockout Kings, because Red James came out and interfered in Christian Temple's match on the pre-show, so it was kind of shenanigan ending. So they
hold on. Let's clarify. Red James didn't come out. He was already out there. And he couldn't keep his hands to himself. He had to get involved.
Yeah.
So the Knockout Kings came out and said, hey, you know what? Since y'all are going to be here and y'all ain't going anywhere, why don't you come fight us later tonight? Yep. And so that was lots of fun.
Yep. So that was the pre-show, about 15 minutes or so before the not a fan.
Not
a fan. So I guess you can take the first match and we'll just kind of alternate until we get up to the announcement.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about this Paradox versus Joey Gambino match. I kind of feel bad for Mr. Joey Gambino. He gets kicked out of his own stable, the Empire, and then people still don't like him.
That crowd was not having anything of it. Yeah.
They still am not they are still not a fan of Mr. Joey Gambino. And crazy spot. So I thought they were dividers. Kind of like when you go to Soccer Nation, there's like a big divider that separates one side of the field to the other side. Come to find out, it is not a divider. It's not a put up and put down wall. They are rooms in the gym. One bedroom, one little 1 bedroom rooms in half of the gym. And Joey Gambino took Paradox and put him through the wall in one of those rooms. And it was so funny because there was probably 5 to 6 people that went and grabbed one of the managers that were like, "Oh my God, did you just see that? They put it through the wall." And so it was good stuff. Very good match. Wound up with Paradox going over on Joey Gambino. So always a good time when we get to see Paradox. I did not know this. I found this out prior. Paradox is one of the sole originals of XWE, which is cool to me, man. It's cool to see him grow and continue to work with XWE like that. So Big Rob from San Antonio tonight. Appreciate Big Rob joining with us.
Oh man.
So
we're breaking down Kansas and Missouri independent wrestling. This is XWE that happened in Leavenworth, Kansas. The next match featured 2 wrestlers we became familiar with very recently over the last year or so. Is Calvin Aldridge taking on Kyle King. Calvin came out as he always does, cocky, cool, climbing up onto that top rope and just kind of sprawling out, putting his hand on his head, just waiting for Kyle to come out. And Kyle does what Kyle does. He comes out, entertains the fans, and absolutely love his character. Looks great and does very well in the ring. And this was a fun match. Love Calvin Aldridge as well. He's a complete athlete. We'll talk about him a little bit later on tonight too. But this was again a fun. Kyle comes out and sits in the crowd. He just kind of hangs out there, and then he goes in the ring and completely rolls across the mat, climbs back out. Fun match. Calvin Aldridge does end up getting the victory here over Kyle King, and it's a great start to the event, man. It's a great start to the evening. XWE is firing on all cylinders at this point.
Yes. Kit Reavers had a match, very good as well with that. Then, we get the Knockout Kings versus Red James and his partner. The Knockout Kings, D Riley Media. I just want to let you know that if you use your $7 to subscribe to me, Dad appreciates it, buddy, but you still are not in the running for the championship belt. It is what it is, my guy.
Yeah, he can't just go upstairs and put the belt in your room, buddy.
Yeah.
It's got to leave the house.
Yeah. Calvin showed up at KCXW just in time to lose his title. No way. Are you kidding me? So Calvin, there's no way.
Look at
Calvin.
Look at the rundown, my man. That's the next thing we're looking at. We break down KCXW next.
Yeah, but that was the same day though, wasn't it?
It was. Did he?
Yeah, that's what that's why I stopped.
Damn, you're right. Because he was a second match. He probably, got in the car and left immediately. I didn't even, for some reason, that never clicked. He wrestled twice in the same night. Yeah.
Yeah. Same day. Do you know, I'm sure lots of wrestlers do that. And I'm always like very impressed and amazed to find out who does. Dr. Eisen did that one day.
Yeah.
That show I went to in Warsaw, Dr. Eisen
he wrestled in Topeka, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then drove.
But that was in the middle of the day. I mean, there's further distance still.
Yeah.
This show started at what, 6?
Yeah.
6, and he probably wrestled maybe 9 or 10. So yeah, I mean, Leavenworth's only an hour north. So
still, it's
crazy.
wild. But anyways, Knockout Kings got the job done against Red James and his partner. Stormy Renee over Mindy Grace. Talk about it, Josh.
Yeah, so right before this match started, Morgan LeVay came out, made her presence known. She sat front row for this match, obviously staking her claim, wanting the next, gonna challenge to the winner, right? And was watching this match very closely. Stormy and Mindy put on a hell of a match, as they did. I believe it was 2 weeks ago in Salina. Mindy Grace was wrestling in a fatal 4-way match, and she's only been wrestling a couple weeks, man. Like, I think this is only her third match, and she is tearing it up. I mean, you can't tell this. She's a newbie. She held her own for the entire match against Stormy Renee, who's held that KWA title. She's been the champion for well over 8 months, 9 months now, whether or not she physically had that title or not, Dick Richards. But so she held her own with Stormy, but Stormy did end up getting the victory. And then after the match, Morgan LeVay entered the ring. They did a little stare off, and it looks like Morgan LeVay is going to challenge Stormy at some point in the future for the KWA Women's Championship. Not sure when that's going to happen. I'm assuming it's going to be in XWE in Salina in August or September. I can't remember when their next Salina event is.
Yeah. Yes. Now the next match, I was going to make a comment, but we'll talk about that later. Blade and Kuda, with two of the managers at the Leavenworth Local Hotel, because that was something else that we skipped over at the beginning of the night. The two girls came out and were getting people excited, talking about what they offer at the hotel and talking about XWE. And then Dick Richards came out. Yep. Care to explain Richards and Illustrious Leon for stealing the KWA Women's Championship? They don't have it anymore, so that's all that matters. August. Listen here, fucker.
August 26th is the next Salina show, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Anyway, so Dick Richards and Valencia y Paz came out to interrupt the girls, and it's really weird,
as they always do.
Tell me if this sounds familiar. Valencia y Paz tells those two girls to go get a partner and to meet them in the ring later on. I don't know, man. That just sounds weird. It almost sounds like it's sounds familiar. You know what I mean? Valencia y Paz is just, the Empire is just running around challenging people that don't belong in the ring, that don't have any experience in the ring. And then, and then it comes back to bite them in the ass, just like this did, because Blade and Kuda and the two girls from the local hotel went over on Valencia y Paz, the Kansas Luchas, the Empire, the best tag team in Kansas, self-proclaimed, of course. And then Dick Richards. Dick. Very, very fun. Very good match to watch. Like I said, the crowd had a lot of fun with it. We had a lot of fun with it, and we're going to get into that in a minute. Ty Tyson, who is the AICW,
I believe that's what I think that's it,
from North Carolina, faced off against Remington Roar. Now,
couple things before you break this down. I want to preface. He came out with a ring rat. Not only just a ring rat, it was someone dressed in a complete rat costume,
a gigantic fucking rat.
Yeah,
and anybody who knows me knows I don't like rats. So.
Yeah, not a fan either. And also, he brought his own referee to ref that match.
Yes, who looked like Bill Alfonso.
Yeah,
with glasses.
Absolutely.
If you guys remember Bill Alfonso from the old ECW days, he was Rob Van Dam's manager.
Yep,
the whistleblower guy. For you older wrestling fans, that's exactly who this guy looked like. He just had glasses. So, This match got physical. It went on. Remington Roar at some point. There was a spot where the referee got knocked down. Remington got the upper hand, got the pin on him, got a referee in the ring, counted 1, 2, 3. And then, of course, after the match, the referee came back. Ty Tyson's referee. Ty Tyson's referee came back to consciousness and said, hey, that doesn't count. I'm the referee. I didn't count 3. So, and that's how that match ended.
It ended in a disqualification. They disqualified Remington Roar, and Ty Tyson kept the championship. So,
yep, absolutely. So it was a very great event. Obviously, there's going to be some changes in XWE. Guys, we don't get into all that. That's none of our fucking business, nor do we care. Our job is to put over Kansas and Missouri independent wrestling, and that's what we do.
Yep.
So with that being said, there is a promotion that we talked about last week called Heartland Championship Wrestling. You had the banner saved in there from last week. You deleted it because you're a dummy. I went to look for it just now. I couldn't find it. So
HCW Heartland Championship Wrestling. Go check them out.
I can't wait for somebody to message us one day and be like, I really like the show, but I really don't like how Chase berates Josh all the time. So I'm just not gonna watch it. Anyways,
I'm just waiting for that comment to come through.
I know. Just so you can screenshot it and send it to me.
Like, see what I got to deal with every week.
But anyways, Heartland Championship Wrestling, new promotion starting up, mainly based out of Hutchinson, but they're going to travel all over Kansas. And what you've seen in XWE, you're going to get a lot of in Heartland Championship Wrestling, plus more. And that's going to bring us to this video. We said we had a special announcement for everybody. There was an incident during the tag team match with the 2 girls from the hotel, Blade and Kuda, versus Valencia Paz and Dick Richards. And we're gonna bring this video up and we're gonna show it. There is a huge announcement at the end of this video, guys. If you guys remember, Valencia Paz came in the chat here and they challenged us to a match, and Josh was like, yo, hey, like, we're not in ring shape, obviously, but we're going to find a tag team, and we're going to find a tag team to face you. So here it is.
That's your plan.
That's that little dweeb yelling at us. So, hey, before Josh makes this announcement, I want to kind of just break that down for you guys. So Valencia got distracted by us in the middle of the match. Instead of them being worried about their match, they were more worried about what Josh and I were doing, and it cost them the match. So after they left, Josh decided to grab the microphone, and here we go.
You know, the last time we were here, you guys got in our faces, we did it again tonight. And you told us on social media to go find a tag team, to face you in the ring. You're picking on people who don't get in the ring. You're picking on us. 2 guys have never stepped their foot in the ring before. What are you doing about it? What? We have a team. Hey,
So there it was. They asked for it. They got it. It's going to be quite the scene on August 12th at the Leavenworth local hotel. Like the video said, face your fears, fear the Howlets. You guys wanted to come talk to us and you guys wanted to pick on us. Well, we went and found the world's most dangerous tag team. I went and found the biggest dogs in the yard, and we're bringing them with us on August 12th. So, guys, it will be Heartland Championship Wrestling at the Leavenworth local hotel for Summer Showdown. And, man, what a showdown it's going to be. Cool. The Howlets versus Valencia E-Paz. Man, and if I'm Ray Leon and I watched my tag team in my stable get embarrassed by I watched my tag team get embarrassed by ACFC. Then I watched my tag team get embarrassed by two girls who probably are 120 pounds soaking wet. Because they couldn't stay out of business of the podcast guys. And then now on August 12th, you're going to have to watch your tag team get demolished by the world's most dangerous tag team. I don't know, man. We've made solid predictions that once Ray Leon is done using Valencia Paz for what he wants him for, that he would kick him to the curb. Man, if I'm Ray Leon, I'm looking at a severance package right now for those two guys. So just be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. You just might get it, and you're gonna get it August 12th. That's right. So yeah, we are very excited, guys. Like I said, definitely check that out. Go to Heartland Championship Wrestling, like their Facebook page. Message them, ask them when tickets start going on sale. I'm telling you right now, I think Leavenworth local hotel, might already have tickets or tickets for sale right now, because I know they had a QR code on the poster there. I don't have the poster on me, but yes, definitely go check that out. Stay tuned to the I-70 hot tag. I can't wait to see the Howlets. I've been hearing so much the Samoan family legacy because this tag team is dangerous. Absolutely. Future WWE tag team champions in the next millennium. Absolutely. I don't hate it. I don't hate it either. So we'll move on from XWE and from Heartland Championship Wrestling, and let's talk about KCXW,
Kansas City Extreme Wrestling. I want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Dean Houston for hooking us up with these notes. He took very detailed notes on a pad of paper while he was there watching the show.
Look at my man, dude. I was just complaining. I don't know if you remember or not, but I was just complaining last week, and I actually complained to Curtis, who runs the KWA and the XWE now, that like promoters, I wish promoters would post on their social media the results so we can talk about it and we can help put you over.
Yep.
And Dean's over here pulling double duty, man. Watching his baby girl wrestle and kick ass, and taking notes for the I-70 hot tag. So we appreciate you, Dean.
I don't know if he took them specifically for us, but
it's nice to think in theory. It's nice to think in theory.
Right. So this card was stacked just like the last year's Kansas City Extreme Wrestling Unleashed was as well. It was one of the first ones, man. We didn't even say it. I mean, I'm wearing a Jags shirt. The NFL draft is happening right now as we're talking. I'm not even sure what pick. You got it on your TV? What pick are we on?
23. You are 24.
So we're next. We're next up. So I may have to bug out of here and go watch. I'm just kidding. But I remember talking about this KCXW Unleashed last year, very early on in our podcast days. We talked about the wrestlers. Ryan the Infinite. We had no idea who he was. We didn't talk. We didn't know him. We have definitely grown to know him now. Same with all the wrestlers there, at KCXW. So their annual Unleashed event happened at the same day, and obviously someone played double duty on that. Calvin Aldridge. We'll get to that in a minute. First off, we're going to kind of run through this. We were not there, so we can't really get in too much in depth as far as what actually happened in the match. We're just going to kind of read as it was written. First match, All Angel Shea and the Fajita Taker defeated the Iceman
I love
and
Fajita Taker.
the Prodigy, Alan Jones. So big win there for Angel Shea and Fajita Taker.
I like it. Next match we had Clay Huna defeating Mortis the Thesaurus.
Yeah.
Dean, I appreciate you putting that in there. I saw his post on Facebook because I had no idea what happened at the event, but I saw his post on Facebook, and we will talk about that. So just give us one moment.
Bully Smack. Okay, I got you.
Yep.
So Trey Cameron won the Battle Royal, which featured the Marksman, Goldman, Andrew, CK, Blair Dior, Adrian, and All Angel Shea. So All Angel Shea was in 2 matches as well. So,
Yes.
But Trey Cameron won the Battle Royal at Unleashed. So huge win there for Trey.
Absolutely. El Diablo defeated Dirty Deeds Maxon in a street fight. The fight had chairs, ladders, trash cans, tables. El Diablo wound up busting Dirty Deeds open with the trash can. Very interesting photo I saw on Facebook of Daniel leaned up against the ring, blood coming down from his face. I think there was some stupid joke in there that Angel shared, not Angel Shea, but Angel Paz. But I digress. Excited to see El Diablo back in action and getting into it. I know he was injured for a while, but it's very cool to see him kind of going through the motions and getting back into the swing of things.
Yep. So Tobias Storm and the Marksman with Richard Goldman defeated Shooter Shyland and Old Glory. But of course, it wasn't with some shenanigans, wasn't without shenanigans. Goldman cheats to help his team win. So unfortunately, Shooter and Old Glory lose this match to Tobias.
You gotta warn me next time you do that, man. Kind of like got me. Yeah, it did. We also had 2 new champions. Not cool. Not a fan. We saw Hard Luck Howell defeat Ryan the Infinite and become the new Metro champion.
Yep. If you remember, Ryan the Infinite won the title at this event last year.
Yep.
We had him on probably 3 or 4 weeks after he won the title. So held it for a year and lost it this past weekend. So the second title change happened, as we kind of alluded to earlier. Big Dog defeats Calvin Aldridge to become the new KCXW.
Not a fan of that either.
Heavyweight champion.
Not a fan of that at all.
2 new champions crowned at KCXW Unleashed. Don't
like it at all.
So we'll see. The new era of Big Dog and Hard Luck Hal Rogers begins in KCXW. We'll see.
Absolutely.
So did you want to talk about what Dean said?
Yes. Bully Smasher. I assume Bully Smasher announced. I don't know. I don't want to. I just said I assume, and then I was going to say I don't want to assume. But I know that I just was scrolling through Facebook, and he had a bunch of pictures on his Facebook, and he said it's been a great ride. So I kind of thought that's where he was going with that. Wasn't sure. But yes, he did announce it there. Okay. I figured it made sense. Bully Smasher, he teamed up with the Bully Smashers tag team.
Jay Savage.
Jay Savage, was on the show, had a lot of fun with them. We saw them when we went to KCXW at Soccer Nation. They faced off against Hard Luck Hal no, they didn't. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I got that mixed up with Shyland's tag team match, but yes. Like I said, lots of fun. If that's what he's happy about after his career, man, that's cool for him. So
absolutely
glad he got to do it on his terms. So
yep. So I'm wondering if I wonder if Jay Savage is completely done with pro wrestling, because that's a guy that's in obviously phenomenal shape. If you follow him on social media, dude looks could pass as John Cena.
You think so?
I do. Yeah. But I think he could come back and wrestle at any point in time that he wants to. And I think
one of my favorite questions I've got to ask out of the, we've had so many cool moments on this show. One of my favorite questions that I've got to ask all the guests we've had was when I asked Jay Savage, hey, who is your favorite wrestler and why is it John Cena? I love it. So yes, Jay Savage is done for now. I always like it when they put the for now stuff. So it's always for now, huh?
For now, not for later.
For now. Mid-States Wrestling announced that they will crown a Kansas heavyweight champion on Friday, June 2nd in Wichita, Kansas. Stay tuned to Mid-States Wrestling's social media to find out. Mid-States does primarily run out of Harrison, Arkansas, but they have done a lot of great shows in Springfield, Missouri. I went to one of them. It was very entertaining, lots of fun. So definitely stay tuned to what Mid-States Wrestling does. Space Cowboy Jason Jones does a really good job down there. So
yes. So that title looks absolutely glorious. They also announced they were gonna crown a Missouri champion as well. So they're debuting two separate championships, but they did only post the Kansas one. So I'm assuming the Missouri one will be revealed probably by next week's Hot Tag episode. So we'll definitely bring that on. But yeah, man, I when you mentioned you were going down to Springfield, immediately I'm like, man, that's I wish I was going with you, because Mid-States is every single one of the companies that I have not been to yet, I want to go to at least once this year. So, and that's one of the top ones on my list to make it down to Springfield or Wichita. It's probably the same distance. 3 hours to Wichita, 2.5 hours to Springfield. So anyway,
Dirty Deeds on show.
Dirty Deeds.
I don't know.
Is he asking
if we're gonna get Dirty Deeds? Oh. Yeah, we will. Yeah, I gotta reach out to him. It was really funny. So I saw Daniel at Anarchy in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And it was funny because he was like, "You coming out to Soccer Nation tomorrow?" And I was like, "No, I'm for I was like, no." I was like, because of and I said something about work, but then I realized I was like, tomorrow's Saturday. I don't have to work Saturday. It was weird. I got my days mixed up. So I told him I had to work, and that wasn't accurate. But I didn't realize it till later. I was like, I told him I had to work tomorrow. That's really stupid. No, we're going to GCW tomorrow. So no, I'm not working. But so anyways, but Daniel was like, he goes, I thought this was your job. And I was like, fuck, bro, I wish.
Right? A long way to go to make this a profession.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I wanted to be like, guy, they barely pay you guys. You think they fucking pay us? Bro, all we legitimately get is a handshake and a hot dog. I gotta pay those motherfuckers.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I pissed
Just,
somebody off somewhere.
You're good. You're good. I didn't bring this graphic up, but they are doing a tournament in Springfield on June 24th to crown that MSW Missouri heavyweight champion, which I guess that would be is that the title in the background there? The blue one?
It looks like it.
So
looks pretty dope.
Looks like we're going to have Niles Planquet there, Big Joe Helms, Jimmy Fiasco, Space Cowboy. Jags traded back. I was just looking up who we drafted as Chase was talking. So thank you for keeping me updated, Broderick. Not mid-states, but tri-states has announced a match for their sliced bread slam. And we're going to get Duke Cornell taking on McKenzie in Chillicothe, Missouri. And it's $20 front row, $15 general admission. Tri-States is kind of firing all cylinders here lately. Luke Langley is their inaugural champion. Jeremy Wyatt is their U.S. highway champion. So they have two fantastic wrestlers kind of carrying their brand. And
did Langley just lost it though, didn't he?
No, Langley just won it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Langley just won the tournament to be crowned the first ever. He's wrestling the Iceman at this event for the title. But
gotcha.
Yeah, Chillicothe's not that far. I mean, it's North Missouri, but it's not terribly far from Kansas City. So if you guys in that area, Northern Missouri, St. Joe-ish, up toward Bethany, go check out Tri-States Wrestling. Gotta put on a hell of a show with Sliced Bread Slam.
They do come through St. Joe sometimes too. So
yeah, they ran an event there last year. So
yes, yeah, and Jeremy Wyatt's going to take on Dr. Ison at that event too.
Yep,
which is pretty cool.
Yep. So, what's next on the docket here? Central States Wrestling. I'll let you take this one. You can. They announced this probably 5-6 days ago, but it was just after our hot tag, so we weren't able to talk about it.
It was. We're gonna see Anaya Howlett against Moonshine Mantell. I know there was some scuffle on social media with Greg Jovi mentioning that he's on the graphic, and because he's on the graphic with Moonshine, because that Jovi always has his guys back, and questioned if Coach Frost really had Anaya's back, because Coach Frost was not on the graphic. So going to be very interesting to see. Of course, we will not be there, unfortunately, but it will be very interesting to see what Coach Frost and Greg Jovi get into. You gotta two very vocal, outspoken managers, if you will. Yep. Coach Frost is a take no shit certified badass, and Greg Jovi is a talk all shit badass. So going to be very interesting to see that. So then World League Wrestling announced Door to Destiny. And they announced the entries to the Door to Destiny, which is a 15-man Royal Rumble, if you will, correct?
Yes, 15-man over-the-top battle royal.
Yep.
Just have a couple graphics to show you to who have announced they're going to enter. Obviously, Leland Race is going to be entering Door to Destiny. This is happening May 6th, so in 2 weeks. Also, second to none,
Kenny Alfonso.
Joining that Rumble. Speaking of WLW, that same event, I got two match announcements while we're at it. Dysfunction is going to take on the O'Neill brothers, who Mike Outlaw put over heavily when he was on our show about a month ago. So
Mike Outlaw put over the O'Neill brothers. I think Joey O'Farrell mentioned the O'Neill brothers as well. And the O'Neill brothers are a product of Team Forge.
Yep.
And they have. It's crazy. So when Brian J and I went to St. Louis Anarchy, the O'Neill brothers were the ones who have aligned themselves with Davey Vega. They attacked Christian Rose, helped Davey Vega win that title, if you will. So that very dangerous stable with Davey Vega, the O'Neill brothers, and Nixie XS. Very, like I said, very interesting to see, and going to be very interesting to see what the O'Neill brothers do in the next few months in the Kansas and Missouri area.
Yep.
There's
one more. Cannot skip this blockbuster match here. That's going to happen at WLW. Moses the Deliverer versus Kenny Alfonso, and the winner will become the number one contender for the WLW Junior Heavyweight Championship. So, whoo, man, this is going to tear the freaking house down.
Yep. Gonna be very awesome to see Moses versus Kenny Alfonso. I like that match already. Them boys doing business. They popped on the scene quickly. Yes, they did. Which, it was very fitting. Like you mentioned, we had Mike Outlaw on, Joey O'Farrell on, and both had high praise for the O'Neill brothers. And then all of a sudden now we see the O'Neill brothers all over the place. So like I said, it's going to be fun to watch those two guys in the coming months. I'm going to have to get them on the hot tag.
Yeah,
here
absolutely.
Soon. Very, very interesting. I think that's it. Is that it? Everything?
That's all we got.
All right. Highlighting.
For, if you want to go over the events coming up.
I do want to go over the events coming up. Before that, I do want to go over this one more time, guys. The amount of people that have entered in this giveaway is very, very disturbing. It's minimal, is what I mean. Minimal. So, guys, it's so easy to enter, and it's free. Like two of these entries are just straight up free. You follow and you follow or like the I-70 hot tag on all forms of social media. The I-70 hot tag has a Facebook, an Instagram, a Twitter, a TikTok, and a YouTube. That's it. So go follow those. Screenshot it. Send it to the I-70 hot tag on Instagram. Share it. Share the post about the giveaway, or share the I-70 hot tag. Encourage your friends and family to go follow. Screenshot that. Send it to the I-70 hot tag on Instagram. Boom. You've got 2 entries, 2 spots on the wheel. That's what's going to happen. On May 11th, we're closing this. On May 18th, we are going to spin a wheel live here on the show with all the names of everybody who entered. You can have up to 3. You can have your name on the wheel up to 3 times. It's so easy. A caveman can do it. The third entry would cost you money, or if you have Amazon Prime, it won't cost you money. But you go subscribe to CR Media on Twitch. Boom, 3 entries, 3 names on the wheel. And then you're going to get this NWA United States Heavyweight Championship for free. I'm going to pay for shipping. I don't care if you live in the Bermuda Triangle. I'm going to pay for shipping. If you live down the street, I'm not shipping it. I'll probably drive it to you, but definitely.
That's great. Jags traded again. This ain't an NFL podcast. What are we doing?
Yeah. Did they trade up or did they trade?
I don't know.
I assume they.
I'm not watching.
I would assume they used some of that draft capital to trade back up. Interesting. That's always weird when teams do that. They'll trade back and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna trade back up."
Psych. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, they probably heard something. Oh, they traded back
again. Man, just collecting draft picks.
I like it. I don't hate it. They've traded back twice. Nice. Guys, the upcoming shows. April 29th, Cape Championship Wrestling Super Show. Matt Cardona is going to be there. He's going to take on KLD. I'm super jealous that we cannot go to that event. Although that event is almost a 6-hour drive. So
yeah.
It's all the way over to St. Louis, and then it's another hour and a half down.
Yeah,
so.
had we planned this out correctly, we could have went to a GloryPro and Cape Championship Wrestling the same weekend.
We could have. We dropped the ball there.
Yep.
Because yes, Josh is right. The next day, GloryPro, live at the pageant for Powerhouse. Johnny Glory and Bussy will be there. We broke down that card with Dan the Dad. Go back and watch it. Then on May 6th, you're going to see Tri-States Wrestling Sliced Bread Slam in Chillicothe, Missouri, with Luke Langley taking on the Iceman for the championship. And then World League Wrestling, Door to Destiny, which we talked about, 15-man battle royal. And then Brody knows.
Not to be mistaken for Four Horsemen, but
yeah.
4 events.
Yep.
On May 13th.
That is correct. May 13th, SICW Fan Fest and their show at the Aviator Hotel and Ballroom in St. Louis, Missouri. Also on May 13th, Central States Wrestling Aftershock, Dak Draper versus the one called Manders for the CSW Championship. Also on May 13th, Trailblazer Championship Wrestling, Tornado Alley, Raheem De La Suede, and Warhorse are going to be on the card. And then on May 13th, MMWA, 3rd Annual Tony Costa Battle Royal, not to be confused with a promotion that is not from St. Louis, as their poster said. Nice dig, guys. Always love it. Keep kayfabe and keep friction between wrestling promotions alive, guys. It's awesome. Sorry, I will shut the fuck up and we will end this show before I piss somebody off. Anyways,
next week, SICW owner and promoter Herb Simmons are going to join the show.
Absolutely excited.
It's going to be all Fan Fest, all SICW. Monday, we're going to watch, which I don't think I've received that yet. I have to check, but we're going to watch a couple SICW. An SICW match. I believe the match we're going to watch is last year's Bruiser Brody Battle Royal. That's one, and we're gonna have a surprise second match as well, depending on how long the Bruiser Brody match is. So, and then Herb Simmons on Thursday night. So
yes,
absolutely. We're gonna go through the entire list, guys. Next Thursday, we're gonna have the entire list of who's gonna be at SICW Fan Fest. We're gonna name them all. It's gonna be great, man. I'm excited for it. Not only to be there as with a table to promote our show, but also to meet some of these legends. You named him a little bit earlier, Teddy DiBiase. JBL is gonna be there. JJ Dillon, and is getting inducted into the St. Louis Hall of Fame. But not only those guys, we're gonna have Earl Hebner. We're gonna have Victoria is gonna be there. Buff Bagwell. If you're an NWO WWF fan, Earl's been around for a long time. So a lot of legends. We're gonna name them off. Stan Hansen's gonna be there, so we'll name them all off next week. We got the whole list. Can't wait for that. Should be a fun time over in St. Louis.
Absolutely. Other than that, I don't have anything else other than F the Empire and Valencia and Bruiser. If you're watching this, I will send letters to your family when you don't make it home on August 12th. So there's that. Josh with the I think he probably messed that up, but that's all right.
I did. That's all right.
Yeah. The Flempire. Aaron Wallace knows. We appreciate Aaron Wallace. Valentine and Pez. That's always my favorite.
Brian, I want to see you there at the local hotel on August 12th. So
absolutely, guys. Go check out the Leavenworth local hotel on Facebook. That's where I found tickets to XWE's event. So hopefully maybe the Leavenworth local hotel will already be selling tickets for Summer Showdown on August 12th. Other than that, I ain't got anything else, my friend.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, for my friend Josh, the real Josh Elliott, and for myself, CR Media, as always, good fight and good night.